Hey, what's going on, guys? Here to talk about people, places, and things when it comes to recovery. I'll give you guys a little story about my first attempt at getting clean. Um, I thought I knew it all. I didn't want to listen to suggestions, go to meetings, stay away from people, places, and things. And I thought I was like Robin Hood because I went from like being homeless on the streets of Newark and Jamaica Queen to like literally getting food out of garbage cans to like having a great job, making like over $1,000 a week, getting a nice car, nice house. Everything was good. And I started going back to Newark because I moved back to where I stayed, South Jersey, Jersey Shore, and Newark and up north was where I was homeless all the time. And I felt the need to, at 7 months clean, to take trips up to Newark all the time on the weekend to go feed the homeless, buy them like, a jacket or something or a blanket. It was a little cold around that time. Buy them some food, even just give them a few dollars, to get whatever they want for it. Everybody always says like, "Oh, I don't like to give money to homeless people because they're just going to spend it on drugs." Well, if you give it to them or you don't, they're going to find it regardless. And sometimes it's in a violent manner. So sometimes it's almost good when they have some money in their pocket. It's a weird way to look at it, but until they're ready to change their life and get help, they're just a lost cause. They're dangerous. So I was going to Newark all the time, and I was doing good for a while, but then when I got done, I would go get some drinks at the bar. It would be later on in the night. I had my sister still lived in that area. My dad, I would go see them, go grab something to eat. Then we go to the club, drinks, smoke a little bit. Smoked a little bit of weed, drank a little bit. Figure that's not a big deal as long as I'm not doing no hard drugs, and I continued to do that every other weekend. I would go there and, help people out. There's endless amounts of homeless people in Newark and stuff, so you could always take you 2 minutes to just look around and find somebody who's starving or has dirty clothes or doesn't even have shoes. So it's easy to go there to help some people, but sometimes if you're not in the spot yet in your recovery to help people, it's not safe for you to be in those areas. And that's basically what happened to me. I got extremely drunk one night after probably like my ninth or 10th time doing this. It was like 3 in the morning. I was too drunk to drive home, so we had to stay in the Newark area, the person that I was with. And I was so extremely drunk that I figured one hit of the drug that I like, crack cocaine, it would I felt like it was a good idea. And the next thing you know, that opened up the floodgates. And then within a few months, I lost my car, my great job, the girl I was with, the place I lived at. And I was homeless, back in rehabs, back to square one. I worked extremely hard for those 7, 8 months to get clean. And then within a few weeks, it was gone. Because I was hanging around a person that I shouldn't have been hanging around, somebody who I used to get high with. I was around the place that I shouldn't have been, where I used to get high at. And I was doing the things that you really shouldn't be doing. So people, places, and things, that's what you got to stay away from. And right now I'm over a year clean, and I feel like I'm extremely much stronger than I was in my recovery the first time around, and a much better place mentally, and I learned from a lot, but I still won't break those rules. I stay away from people of the past. I don't like to talk to them. I block them. I stay away from them as much as I possibly can. And the places, I Atlantic City and Newark is the places where I used to do a lot of bad things, so I stay away from there at all costs. And if I have to go there, I take somebody accountable with me that I trust, that will not let me do something extremely stupid. If God forbid my mind just goes blank and I, decide to relapse. Because the first time around, I thought I was healed and I would never relapse, and you could have drugs right in front of me. I was going to the same blocks where I used to pick up drugs from just to talk to the old drug dealers and be like, hey, look at me, remember me? You guys used to, joke about me that I was, skinny and a drug addict, and now I got nice clothes and a nice watch and I got weight. Look, it's just pointless stuff. No reason to do it. No reason for me to be back there. So probably about like 8, 9 months clean. My second time around, my best friend had a boxing match in Atlantic City, and they all went out afterwards to the clubs to party. And I made sure I took somebody from my meeting rooms that I go to the meetings with, somebody who I trust, who has like over like 5 years clean. And I made sure I took him with me. And I made sure I didn't go out to the after parties out in that club scene. I watched my friend fight in Atlantic City at the Hard Rock Casino, and then we left and went back home. And just the other day, which I was trying to avoid for a while, I had to go do a tree for somebody up north in Newark, and it was very tough. I was having like anxiety the entire time, the entire ride up there. I was like freaking out, but I made sure I brought my girlfriend with me, and that's who I trust. She is not a drug addict, and she's definitely against me getting high at all costs. So I took her with me, and and it was still extremely hard for me after a year being clean to driving up to Newark and going around that areas and stuff. So I know if I went alone, it definitely would have not been a good idea. So it's kind of pretty much all I got today. Again, if you guys any questions or any comments, you could leave them. And I feel like this thing helps me as much as maybe hopefully it helps somebody else out there. Because like I said, my first time around in recovery, I thought I knew everything. And even my second time around, I know I don't know nothing. I don't claim to be somebody who knows it all and somebody who's perfect and never going to get high again. Because like I said in my one video, I could end this video on relapse now, because that's how addiction is. It's just it's crazy, and you really can't underestimate it, or else it will knock you on your ass. So you always got to make sure, you got your guard up, and you don't let the devil creep in, because it comes quick. It's like I said, I was 7 months clean, and then within a few weeks of relapsing, I like pretty much lost it all. By a month, I was already lost the weight, drug addict again, in and out of rehab. So it was just a mess, so it's best to just, it might hurt to have to not be able to go to some places or not see some friends, but it's in the best interest for yourself to get good. I'm not saying I'll never ever in my life be able to go to Atlantic City by myself or Newark. Who knows? But I just know right now I don't feel comfortable. Maybe in 5 years and 10 it might be a different story. But right now, at a year clean, I know it's not a good idea for me to walk around Atlantic City, walk around Newark, places that I used to do bad things at, without somebody accountable there to make sure I'm not going to do nothing bad. So again, have a safe day, and talk to you guys soon.